Now we get the better looking Dawson. Look at that. What's up, Grant? How you doing, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
Dude, you look good. You look really good. It was, what, 2 weeks almost on the dot or pushing 2 weeks?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Body feels great?
A couple days.
Yeah.
It always feels longer. Good? It always feels longer when we're off a week for fights.
It's like 2 years.
Yeah. I judge my time by because he fought on this week, which was 2 weeks after me because he fought the week after me.
Yeah. For sure. Oh, man. Well, cool. Everything back. I know you guys had a little trip afterwards. Does it feel great to be in South Florida once again?
Amazing. Amazing. I hate vacations. I love my beautiful wife, and so she gets the vacations, but I hate not being in the gym. Trained on Monday, felt great. Trained this morning, felt great.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I got 4 or 5 things for you. Then if you're feeling good and have time, no pressure at all, I do have a very fun little thing here in the back that I picked up this morning that I always know that you love to do. So
I do. I have to be off by 2. I have another interview at 2.
Okay, sounds good.
I do want to break it this week.
Okay, sounds good, brother. I do want to show you this. This kind of came through the media outlets this morning, and I would love your take. Rafael Fiziev goes, "Hey, I don't have a fight. Benny, you don't have a fight." He kind of calls out Benny Dariush. I would love your take on that.
Yeah, I think that's a great fight. That's the fight to make. I like the fact that Fiziev is calling out another grappler or fighting. A lot of guys in his position would be like, I'm coming off of 2 losses.
Yeah.
Let me get somebody that's not going to try to take me down and hold me down. Let me get somebody that I can strike with the whole time. So that's very honorable. But I do think that's a tough fight for Fiziev. I think Fiziev is very good, but I think Beneil, I don't think he gets enough credit, the credit that he deserves. Beneil beat a guy that beat Fiziev, so it's a very interesting matchup.
It is, for sure. I thought the same thing, and with talking with you right after the fight and kind of talking to you, since it feels like you're maybe going for that route too, is a goal of yours to get the Benny Dariush fight, or you don't give a crap, whatever, when Jason calls you and whatever is on the side, dotted line, you just gonna keep moving?
Yeah, the only people I say no to are teammates, and there's just so many options. Dustin isn't even an option because he's so far ahead of me on fame and ranking and stuff. I'm not fighting Moicano. I'm not fighting Gamrot. Other than that, they give me a call. The answer is most likely going to be yes. There's guys I definitely don't want to fight, but I will. And then there's guys that I would much rather fight. I believe, and I have nobody has said anything. Ooh. I believe my next opponent will be BSD, but that is just, and nobody has, that is not even. It's a feeling. That is just, I think my phone is going to ring in the next month or 2, and they're going to say, "Hey, do you want to fight BSD?" And the answer is going to be yes.
I love that. I thought you were going to say Jalen Turner. I thought you were going to go that route.
I would love to fight Jalen Turner. I don't think that Jalen Turner will fight me. Maybe he will. That's not a dog on him. But if I was Jalen Turner, I would be asking for Fiziev. That's who I would be asking for.
Yeah, that's a fun fight.
I think Jalen wins that fight. I don't think there's a lot of strikers that beat Jalen Turner. I really don't. I think 100% of the grapplers are going to beat him, and he's going to beat 100% of the strikers. I'd love to see him versus Joel Alvarez too. Those are some fun fights. Yeah. I don't think these guys are going to say yes to a fight with me, somebody who's going to get the takedown and grind you out or submit you or pound you out. So, if it's Jalen Turner, the answer is yes. I believe it's going to be BSD next.
I'm just throwing it out there. There had been the last 2 times that Benoit Saint Denis lost to an American top team guy. Their very next fight was for the world championship. Just throwing it out there.
That is true. That is true. Let's keep that going. Let's keep that going.
Islam says he wants to do something in October. Gaethje wins, and then all of a sudden it's going to be Gaethje. They got the poster up, and then 2 weeks out, Gaethje's foot hurts. Can't do it. And they're like, hey, wait. Benoit Saint Denis, Grant, I don't know. You never know.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll be ranked like number 10 or 9 or something like that. So it'll make sense.
We've seen it. We see, Moicano's done it. Steve Ersic, Roundtree.
I really thought that I was going to step up and fight Dariush after Moicano took the fight. I told my coaches, I was like, hey, I'm not going to say anything. But if the UFC comes to me and asks me to fight Dariush on the pay-per-view, I'm going to say yes. And they were like, well, let's make sure that we get money out of it. And I was like, look, all that's great. But if the UFC asks me to do it, I'm going to say yes. I want to be on the pay-per-view. I want to get up in that rankings. Now, the nice thing is the better game plan is beat the guy you were training for and then hopefully get the guy that could get that opportunity.
I was going to ask you that because it's with you saying that kind of – I'm not saying you skip a step, but if that happened and you smash Benny, just say you had a second-round team KO, to me, that's a giant leap. You got into the rankings, but if you beat Benny and stopped him in the pay-per-view, what are you, 7? It seems like you would have skipped a step. And is that where your mindset was? Or were you just super hungry and you would have fought anyone?
No, it was more so like, 1, we would have been on the pay-per-view. 2, like, I can't explain it to you. Like, I felt good. I really feel like not a lot of people were beating me Saturday night. So I got, and look, Diego's a super tough guy. Nobody has beaten Diego like I beat him. He went to a split decision with Beneil Dariush. Nobody has beaten him the way that I've beaten him. So it other than maybe Dustin, but Dustin knocked him out like he knocks everybody out. So it's like a little bit different, but I outclassed him. I showed who the better fighter was overall 3 rounds. The state of California gave me the scorecards in a picture frame of my fight. The first and only time that's ever been done.
Wow.
And that's how bad I beat Diego. And so I think, and you know what, I was not nervous that night. Like in the back, wasn't nervous. Walking out, wasn't nervous. We were slinging on each other. Wasn't nervous. Like it was just my night. I've only ever felt like that one other time, and it was against Damir Ismagulov.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody could have beat me that night. So I almost wish that we had pushed a little bit harder for the Beneil fight, because I do think that I would have jumped the line, and then my next fight would have been Charles Oliveira / Chandler, maybe even Arman, like who knows? So it is what it is.
Well, his back is hurting right now, Grant. So let's not say his name too loud. I'm just messing. Grant, if a short notice 170 ranked fighter needs a fight, would or could you take that type of fight or just 155?
It would be opponent dependent. I definitely think there's 170ers that I beat. But if it doesn't make sense,
what's a fun one that comes to your head right away? Like a fun ranked opponent. They're like, and
at 170?
Yeah, main event.
Who's the guy that knocked out Bilal Muhammad and then rematched Vicente Luque?
Oh,
I like that.
That's
fight.
Fun. That's fun.
I to be honest with you, I fight Colby Covington.
Oh. All right. That's a fight poster I would like. That's a good one.
I'm dead serious. I would fight. That's angel versus demon there. We're the same guy. He's just not very good at what we do.
I was just going to say that. I hope you take this in the best compliment ever, because for one, how I feel about you. I see a lot of Colby Covington 6 years ago in kind of you right now. Right. Like, dude, your pace, cardio,
right? Wrestling.
There's 95% that just can't deal with that, can't deal with you. It's just straight up. There's just 95% of the guys, hot knife butter, and that's what Colby was 6 years ago, and that's what you're doing right now.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up. My coaches around that time, 4 or 5 years ago, were saying, like, you need to study Colby. Like, you're very similar to him. Like watch this guy. Like the cardio, the pressure, the wrestling. This is the guy to watch out for. I actually think that there are things that I do much better than Colby. I don't think Colby has great control. Yeah. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think he's a lot like Merab, where he doesn't even have that great of takedowns. He just, his cardio is so good. And here's my belief. I think that Colby doesn't train anymore.
Sure.
And so I think what happens is he gets a fight. He goes into the gym when he's got 3 weeks left. He's gassing out every single round. And then he goes, oh, crap. I don't have that cardio that I had because I didn't keep, going. So then he gets into the fights and he doesn't wrestle like he used to. Watch Colby Covington versus RDA, and then watch Colby Covington versus, or even Robbie Lawler, and then watch Colby Covington versus his last couple. Yeah. It's not the same guy. And you can say, well, he's fighting tougher guys. It's not the same person. Like, if Colby Covington had a twin, I would accuse him of that being the twin, because they aren't the same person anymore.
I love it. I love it. I had so many more things with you. I know you got to run in 6 minutes. I do want to get to a couple. You said about feeling so good on Saturday. Maybe a great reason why. So you have great training partners and good teammates. Maybe like a great training partner like Dakota Bush. It would be so cool. Maybe talk to him later on today. We'll have some fun stuff for him. But how cool is it to have this team? It seems like they have you in a spot now, and they're like, you're just in that perfect NFL reference. Patrick Mahomes has the best coach. He has the tight end. He knows who to throw to. He's got the defensive coordinator. He just has this great spot. Do you feel that you're in just that perfect spot right now?
Yeah, I really do. The biggest fear is that I feel like I'm getting too good. I'm hitting my prime is what I meant to say. I'm hitting my prime, and I've got, maybe 4-5 years of prime. I think prime is 31 to 35. So I'm almost 31. And dude, I feel good. Like, I'm recovering better than I've recovered. My cardio feels better than I literally feel better than when I was 21. And I'm not making that up. I feel so good right now. I feel happy to be in the gym. I've got a happy life. I can't stop smiling when I'm walking around. And it's just, everything is perfect right now. I just need that next win that's going to put me in the top. I want to fight for the belt around 32 years old, 33 max, because that is like max prime right there. Yeah. Win the belt, defend it for a couple of years, make a crap ton of money, and then deuce out. Like that's the thing. So the biggest thing is like getting, I'm not going to say no to a fight, but getting the right opponent is super important next. And I think BSD is the guy. Jalen Turner is the guy. I think beating those guys, he's top 15. He's staying in the top 15. No more taking him out of the top 15. Yeah. I think they're going to take me out of the top 15 March 8th. So that kind of sucks. But hopefully I'll have something scheduled and be able to get back in.
What's March 8th, by the way?
Bobby Green versus
Ruffy.
Roofy.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Talking about that, something you just said 19 seconds ago, and I was going to transition to one of my stuff. You talked about American Top Team and something about leadership. I've been seeing you on socials, and I am about you talking about other teammates. And when you go into that gym, you've been there for a couple of years. You talked about the move and the travel and everything of that nature. Are you feeling a little bit more of a leader at one of, if not the greatest gym in the world, a leadership role? I know they make Kayla Harrison a captain, and I know it's kind of like a New York Yankee thing, a captain. And I'm not trying to say this to say this. I can foresee in a year, 2-3 years, Grant Dawson is kind of a captain at American Top Team. Are you feeling that type of mojo now when you walk into American Top Team? You're like, yeah, this is my gym. I'm a part of a great team, maybe a leader role of a great team.
I think eventually, we kind of joke around that I'm going to be Mike's replacement. And part of that's a joke. And part of that is I really, really want to coach at American Top Team when I'm done. Don't tell Dan this, but I'd coach there for free. If I retire from MMA and he said, you can coach, but I'm not paying you, I'd do it. I really like these guys. I really want to be a part of this team. And then, there's guys that I help out. I wouldn't say that I'm leading them, but whatever they need, I got them. My boy Francis Marshall is fighting in 5 weeks. My boy Dakota Bush is fighting in 8 weeks. I'm gonna help these guys as much. I came into sparring this morning just to help out Francis. Like, I'm here to help these guys because they help me. If you don't help me, I'm not really interested in helping you. But if you're gonna help me, dude, you got a friend. Yeah,
I love that. You kind of mentioned the first part of this. You just won January UFC 312. Got a great win. They framed the domination win against Diego Ferreira. What is a absolute perfect fight 2025 for Grant Dawson? Can you calendar it up for us? And you're like, Dave, this is this, and then this perfect 2025.
I'll tell you right now. This is not going to happen But if I could control the universe, this is what would happen. I would get a call from my manager tomorrow that says they want to do you versus Michael Chandler in Miami in April. I say yes. I take Michael Chandler down. I beat the crap out of him for a round. He comes in hard, and I put a flying knee right to his face, put him down, TKO him, and then it's me versus Charles at the end of the year. I beat Charles, then it's me versus whoever wins between Islam and Arman.
Oh, Arman.
I'm assuming that Arman is going to fight. I think they're full of crap. I think that Arman is going to fight Islam next.
Really?
Yes. I don't think they're going to make him fight somebody else.
Okay.
I think they were just mad at him. And
sure. We all have done that, right? We've all done that. A friend, a family member, in the heat of the moment, it's like, hey, I'm never doing this again. I'm never coming to this family barbecue again. But when July 4th comes around, you go back to the family barbecue because that's what.
Well, if you've got 15 different barbecues to go to, it might take a couple of 4th of Julys to get back to your family barbecue. But what other barbecue is there? I would say Gamrot, but he lost to Dan Hooker, which was total BS, by the way. But that's not here or there.
Grant, I will rebuttal on that. I do think the UFC will have big eyes on the winner of Gaethje and Hooker. I think that makes a lot of sense.
I think that makes no sense. It's
really
already beat Dan Hooker in like 45 seconds, by the way.
Yeah.
And Justin Gaethje has lost to every good grappler he's fought. You're going to give him a shot who just lost to Max Holloway badly, by the way. It wasn't close. Lost to Max Holloway.
Yeah, that's true.
Gets blown out of the water. Let's say he beats Dan Hooker. He lost to Charles Oliveira. It's just so obvious that he's not going to win the belt. Like, there's a reason. There is a reason. I'm a fighter. Okay. I understand these things. When I see people say these things, I understand what's actually going on. There's a reason Islam Makhachev said, yeah, I'll take Justin Gaethje, who's lost to 5 guys that I've already beat. Yeah, of course you want that guy. It's an easy fight. You're going to take him down. You're going to choke him out. Probably armbar him just like your boy Khabib did. Like, of course you want the guy that can't grapple and loses. Yeah, of course you don't want to fight the 28-year-old that has good cardio, good power, good wrestling. Like, of course you don't want to fight that guy. Gotcha.
I gotcha. So, in your eyes, you're thinking it's Arman or Charles next for Islam, because it does seem like he does want to come at the late summer, that summer spot.
No, I think it is only Arman. I think Arman will fight for the belt next. That is my prediction.
Okay.
Charles Oliveira, I get it, but dude, look at his last. Like, he couldn't finish Michael Chandler. Like, dude, he couldn't finish a guy that's
Michael Chandler did that fun backpack thing 9 times though.
Who cares? Who cares?
Grant, I made a video about it. I thought it was I hated it. It's like, you're losing. And it really bothered me too. Grant, I made a whole video on this. And I know you got to run. He's losing the fight. And you're losing your championship opportunity. You're probably losing the counter fight. You are losing everything. And he's kind of like smiling at the crowd and does the backpack thing. It's like, brother, like, I don't know. There's something about, and I think that's about me. Like, I love winning, and there's just certain times in life. It's like, hey, I got to do this. I got to win, and I'm not happy losing. I'm just not. I don't. Yeah. If you are, I don't like it.
I think here's my take. I think that Michael Chandler is a coward wearing the facade of an entertainer. I think that he doesn't actually mean the things that he says. I think that he is. I want the greatness, and I want the. No, you don't, dude. No, you don't. You want to pretend like you're this big entertainment. Go fight Patty. I don't even like Patty. Go fight Patty. Go fight me. Fight BSD. Fight Jalen. Fight anybody that you already haven't lost to. And let's just get a freaking win. His best win, his only wins in the UFC are a non-tattooed Dan Hooker, so that doesn't even count, and Tony Ferguson on a 7-fight losing streak. Like, this is not, like, you are not good. Like, stop being afraid. He says, I'll see you at the top. It's like, bro, you're hiding at the top. Like, that's what you're doing. You're acting like this was all part of the plan. You just aren't good at fighting, man. You are a Division I national champion, and you can't stop a jiu-jitsu guy from taking you down. Like, dude, get out of here, man. Beat one guy. Beat one guy that is below you, and I'll shut up. Fight Fazeev. Fight Patty. I even think you beat Patty, but I don't think you'll fight him. So that's my rant on Michael Chandler.
The one and only Grant Dawson. Appreciate your time.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much.
Grant's the man.
Almost had to buy my wife a new computer.
Grant.